Very worthwhile topic, and it's an officer, Amy Gregory. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, everybody. I'm just gonna, I got a bunch of slides here that I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go over some fraud, scam things. Not everything on here is gonna pertain to people in this room. It's just different things that we come across sometimes. I've heard it from other departments. I've heard it from, I've seen things on the FBI. And I've just thrown them on the slides just so you guys know what's out there. And if you guys do know about it or do hear about it or something, well, you've already seen it. At any point, if people have questions, feel free to let me know. And I can address that question. At the end of everything, I'll have a question comment section too, if anybody else has any other questions. I also have a bunch of pamphlets that'll be over there. I have some other information. So when everything's over with, before you guys leave, if you just want to go ahead and look through everything, feel free to take whatever you want over there, okay? Again, my name is Officer Jamie Reverman. I've been with the Cold Spring Police Department for under 4 years. We're going to go over some scam and fraud protection, okay? Hopefully you guys like what you see. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about is scam emails. Not everybody in here is going to have a computer, but if you do have a computer, these are different things that you're going to see. Scams through emails are so easy because what they do is they send out mass emails to everybody. And what they're hoping to do is to get a person here, a person there to click on something. And what they're doing is they're just after your information. So these are the ones I'm going to be going through. I'll go over child protection, predator scams. It's an email that comes out. Lottery scams, identity theft, freecreditreport.com. Advanced fee scams. Okay, the child predator scam. This is how it works. It'll have your email address in it, and it'll be given alert. It'll say child predator alert in your area. I've seen this one. I've got this email. What they do is they try to. What they want you to do is they want to scare you, and they want to say we've got bad people in your neighborhood or in your neighborhood. And what they want you to do is, normally it'll have a link of some sort. They want you to click on that link. A lot of times, they'll ask you for your information. They ask you for your name, your address, your phone number. Sometimes there's a fee associated with it. And they're going to give you this information. It's a scam. You give any of your information to them, they use it. And what they do is they use it to send you more junk. And a lot of times what they'll do with that, when they have your information, is they sell it. And with a lot of these, you'll hear that. They sell your information to these other companies, and then these other companies will contact you. Foreign lottery scam. I'll just let you know, any foreign lottery, it's illegal. In the U.S., another country is not allowed to have a lottery and then get people in the U.S. to partake in that lottery. They're illegal. This is what it looks like though. People get these all the time. It'll give some fake account, it'll say what you want, and it will want you to notify them. And where you see right here, you have the email link that they want you to do, and all they want you to do is click on that. If you click on that, sometimes it downloads software on your computer. And then what that software does is it looks at everything that's on your computer. Right now, if I was connected to the internet with this computer, if I gave certain information to somebody else, they can control everything. They could switch screens. It's amazing. Because you can sit and look at your computer, you're not doing anything, and all of a sudden the screens will start to change to something else. And you have no control over it. They're just able to do that stuff. Identity theft. Identity theft on email, easy to do. They just want your information again. They look for your basic information. Never give it over. It's just easy. Just keep it to yourself. Freecreditreport.com. How many in here have seen or heard commercials for freecreditreport.com. They like to send out emails. Freecreditreport.com, how they deal with it, right here, they have, it says America's #1 free online credit report. They do give you your credit report, but a lot of times what people don't see is on the left-hand side, they have 7 days to cancel. And what they do is, to get your free credit report, they ask for a credit card number. If it's free, why would you have to give them a credit card number? What they do is they sign you up for their service. Their service is $14.95 a month. They don't tell you that. A lot of people don't realize that until you start looking at your bank account statements, your credit card statements, and you start seeing these charges. And that's how they get you. They hook you on it, you pay their fee, you're allowed to cancel at any time, but all they're hoping is a few people will pay or not notice it for a month, 2 months, 6 months. Not everybody looks at their statements all the time. And they get a few of you to just get involved with it, and they get their money. Phishing. Who has heard of phishing? Not this kind of phishing. Phishing. What do you do with phishing? You cast a line out there, and you get, what you're hoping to do is have something bite on your line. Well, this is the type of phishing that involves email. I'll read the stuff on there. What phishing is, it's an email message, it's a website, it's phone calls. They're designed to steal your money. What they have is cyber criminals that are out there, and what they do is they send out, like I said before, they'll send out these mass emails. It's just like when you're fishing in a boat. You cast here, you cast here, you cast here, and you're hoping that something will bite somewhere along the line. Well, they're sending this out to millions of people, and they're hoping they get a couple thousand, a couple 100,000 to respond, to click on something. And what phishing, a lot of times what they do is they load the software on here, on your computer. It starts taking any information. A lot of people that have computers will check their bank statements on it. Every time you check your bank statements on your computer, stuff is stored on your computer. And when they load that software on it, that software just takes that basic information. They know what your account numbers are, they know all that basic stuff about you. One way to prevent it, certain virus software will help prevent it. But some of these guys, this is what they do for a living. All they do is try to steal, so they are constantly trying to upgrade their systems to bypass any of the software systems. And vice versa, the software companies are trying to get ahead of what they're doing, but a lot of times they can't. They do their best to, but it doesn't always work. This is what a phishing email looks like. All they do is they send it out. This one happens to be part of Facebook. A lot of times these phishing things come from overseas. When you translate the American language into whatever language they are in, Chinese, Nigeria is a big one, the words don't translate the same, so the sentences might not make sense, or they just have spelling errors. This one shows a spelling error in it. This one, the link is to an email. So it kind of looks real, or to Facebook. Everybody's heard of Facebook. Not everybody's on Facebook, but you've heard of it. And this one has a thread on it. It says if you don't fill out this certain application, your Facebook account will be permanently blocked. It doesn't always have to be Facebook. It could be, they could say your bank. And they are good at it. They copy everything from the banks and they make it look real. All they do is, because computers and printers and everything are so good now, they can copy it and it looks exactly the same as what the original looks like. But all they want you to do is click on one of the links, and then boom, they've got you. Now I'm going to move into mail scams. Who's heard of Publishers Clearinghouse? Publishers Clearinghouse, legally they have all those ads on. I see less and less ads than when I was younger. Legally, do they have to give out money? Yes, they do. And they do. They give out lottery, stuff like that. This one happens to just be a fake one. Somebody sent out the information. They said that this person won second place. With the Publishers Clearinghouse though, what they do is, it's still magazines, isn't it? Is that their big seller? You have to buy magazines from. Well, you buy your magazines from them and they enter your information into their contest. What they also do is you have to fill out a little form to get the magazine. As soon as you fill out that little form, they have your basic information. How they make their money is they sell your information. They sell your information to all these other companies, and then you start receiving those other letters. You start receiving credit card information letters. You start, it's amazing how much, if you ever pay attention to how much junk mail a person actually gets, and it's from stuff like this. All you have to do is enter one of those contests somewhere, and the only way they make their money by selling that information, and you get a bunch more of the stuff back. Here's some other mail scams, lottery scams again, counterfeit checks, investment scams, arrest warrant scam. I'll go through each of them. Lottery scam, again, all foreign lotteries are illegal in the U.S. You are not allowed to, they're not allowed to send you information to join a lottery in a different country. Sometimes you'll get letters, sometimes you'll get phone calls, and all they're saying is you won millions of dollars, or you won euros, or you won pounds, or you won lira, or all the different ones. It's not real. It's not. It would be great if it was, but it's not. Counterfeit checks. That check right there is a counterfeit. It is amazing with the printers. These, the printers that are made now. You can put a dollar bill on a printer. The dollar bill looks completely real. The paper is different, but the dollar bill looks completely real. Same thing with checks. They can copy everything on them. There are companies that actually make them, and then they have those special barcodes on them, stuff like that. They copy those too. They do the same thing with IDs. They can make these things look so real, it's crazy. Biggest thing with counterfeit checks, when you bring any checks to the bank that you get from other people, your bank can't always tell that it's fake either. So sometimes banks will put holds on checks before they'll actually give you the funds. Sometimes they won't. So what they'll do is they'll give you the funds, and you might spend the money, you might do something with the money, and then all of a sudden the bank also notices, well, that check's a fake. They want their money back. They won't accept, well, I didn't know it wasn't fake. You're the one that brought the check to them. They want their money back. So here with counterfeit checks, only accept a personal check or even a cashier's check. They copy cashier's check. They copy every check. They copy credit card checks. They copy everything. Only accept them from someone that you know. Like I said, it might take your bank a few days to realize the check is actually counterfeit. Investment scams. Before making any kind of investment, make sure that you have done your homework. Look into the business, whatever you're looking to invest in. And sorry to say, only trust people that you really trust. Sometimes family members can't be trusted. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. You trust these people just because it could be a grandson, it could be a granddaughter, it could be a son, it could be a daughter. They need money, and they will do whatever they can to get your money. It's the world we've come to. When it comes to gambling debts, it comes to drugs, it comes to alcohol. They want money, and sometimes they don't care how they get it. And they will come up with any reason to get it from you. If you ever have any issues with it, contact us. Contact other family members before you try to invest in something. Because the biggest thing with investments is sometimes you make money on investments, sometimes you lose money. That's just part of the deal. Well, if you're investing in something that is fake, they could just tell you, sorry, it didn't work out. And then you wouldn't know any different. So investments, they're kind of tough. Arrest warrant mail scams. I've seen this one, not exactly like this. I had somebody in Richmond contact me. And they said they got this letter in the mail and it said they had an arrest warrant out for them. And they're like, I didn't do anything wrong. And all they were asking, you know, it had some information on it. It had their information on it, their name and everything on it. I don't believe it gave a reason what the arrest warrant was for, but they were scared. And what they wanted was money. And what at some point on the letter, it said, if you were willing to pay this amount, they would go away. And that's all it was. It was a scare thing. The thing with most people, you don't like to be afraid. You'll do whatever you can to try to be unafraid. And if you have to pay a little fee so you don't have to worry about this anymore, some people are willing to do it. Just letting you know, it doesn't work this way. You're not going to get a letter that says there's an arrest warrant out for you. It just doesn't work. It's fake. Identity theft. How many in here shred information that you have? Because I suggest that you do. Any big statements that you get that you don't plan on keeping, shred them. Any credit cards that you get, or that credit card application stuff that you get, they have your basic information on them. If you throw that card in, or that application just plainly in the garbage, somebody can take that application, fill it out, and lately, it hasn't been too recent, but we've had people steal mail. And what they do is if they're filling out a credit card information for you, they might sit and go through your mail every day until you get your actual credit card in the mail. And they take your credit card. They can use your credit card because they can make a fake ID in your name. They have your basic information. They don't have to go to the DMV to get an ID. They can contact the company, and the company is just going to make it. So I suggest shred the stuff. If you're able to, shred it, burn it. The basic envelope, stuff like that, just throw that in the regular garbage. It's the actual application that has your name on it. Just shred it. Door-to-door scams. How many people in here have people selling stuff door-to-door? Did any of you get that anymore? On occasion, last year we had people selling cleaning products. A couple years ago we had one. We had driveway repair. What they were doing is, it actually happened in the city of Cold Spring. Somebody had come up and said, we had, what did they say? They had a load of blacktop, and they need to get rid of it. And we can give you a great deal on this if you take it right now. So the person did, and they paid a lot of money for it. And the workmanship that they did on it was horrible. I remember, I think Chief Boucher, I worked with it a little bit, but you were able to contact the people. They came back and they actually redid it for the most part. But it's just stuff like that. If it's anything that you have to do right now, it's probably too good to be true. All they want is your money. Doesn't mean they're going to do a good job. Another one, has anybody seen the door-to-door where the last-minute steak sales? I've gotten it. I live in St. Joe. I've gotten that. Guy comes up to the door and it's like, I just want to end my day. I've got one box of steaks left in my vehicle. I'm willing to give them to you for this amount. If you're willing to do it, go ahead and do it. I did buy some of it the one time. Steaks were horrible. They were. They were cheap price. It was, and all he was doing, I'd never seen the guy again. Never seen that truck again. All he was doing was driving around later on in the day, and it was a scam. He probably got the steaks for nothing, for the most part. He got his, if I remember correctly, I paid $50 for a box of steaks. I thought it was a good deal. It was not a good deal. It was a scam. All he was doing is trying to make some money. He probably, maybe he bought them for $10, he made $40 off of it. Cleaning products, we had those going through the other last year. The cleaning products for the most part work, but they pressure you like crazy. They want you, they won't leave. You tell them to leave and they're like, well, just if you just buy it, I'll even knock the price off. They're trying to make money. That's all they're trying to do. A lot of times the products aren't the greatest. They're just not. They just want to make some money. And they like to go through neighborhoods. They'll spend afternoon here, then they jump to the next town. And if they sell every 10 houses, they're making money, somebody's making money on it. The initial person that's selling at the door, they make very little. Same thing with magazine sales. Magazine sales are another one. Last year I had somebody come up to my door and they told me they were in this contest and they were going to win this trip. When they were going to win this trip, they had to sell the most amount of magazines. That person was getting scammed, and then also they were trying to sell me all these magazines that I didn't need. I didn't want them. So let's look at these. These people that come to your door to door, all they want is your money. Some of them, they're professionals. This is what they do. If they're going door to door in the city of Cold Spring or Richmond, they need a peddler's permit. If you want, you can ask them. You do have the basic. You have the Girl Scouts that go door to door. You have the Boy Scouts that go door to door. You have, I don't think Lions go door to door, but you have the local groups that you trust. They're just fine. They're selling good products. You know the cookies that the Girl Scouts are selling aren't $5 a box. But you're giving it to a good organization. That stuff, I have no issues with it. You know, it is what it is. You're getting what you're getting. But it's an organization that you trust. Remember, you do not have to let them in your home. If you want them to leave, tell them to leave. Just say leave, close the door. If they don't leave, call us. And we'll show up, I'll deal with you. If you want them to leave, they don't have to, you can tell them to leave your property, they have to leave your property. I'll force them to leave your property. Phone scams. Lottery again, their arrest warrant comes over the phone. Do not call scams, investment scams. They also have phishing scams. Send emergency money to help scams. IRS phone scams, charity scams. Do many people in your text? A few of you. This is one I've seen, not exactly like this, but you get this. All of a sudden it pops up on your screen. Congratulations. This person's won 170,000 euro. It's fake. It's too good to be true. I'm sorry, it's fake. They send those out. The way some of these phone ones get you though is on the bottom of it, it'll have something where it will say, if you don't want to receive these anymore, click this. If you click it, boom, they've got you, and a lot of times you get charged a fee just for clicking on that. Happened to me. I did it. I didn't know about it. I just thought it was the right way to do it. It's not. Your best way, just delete it. Delete the thing off your phone. I was lucky. I was able to contact my cell phone provider. I told them, it's like, I don't know what this is. It was $9.99 charges. They said, well, you clicked on whatever thing. And I'm like, I clicked on it because it said I didn't want to get contacted. And they explained it to me that it's a scam that goes around. And with the software that company has, as soon as you click on it, you're entered into whatever they have going on. The do not call scam. How many here have heard of the do not call list? You've heard on it, they advertise it on TV. They will not contact you by phone. I've gotten it at my house. I've heard of other people getting it. To get on the do not call list, it's free. This company says they'll get you on that list for a fee. If they contact you by phone, it's a scam. All they want is your $10 that they're going to charge you for it. There's an actual website, and I believe it's on the sheet over there if you want to get onto that list. And there's a phone number that you can call to actually get on that list. But the people that call you to get you on the list, all they want is your money. Investment phone scam. Here's a little joke. It says, to be honest, I generally only deal with clients by phone or email. What they do, the caller claims to be from a marketing group with a great offer, stocks, land, business. Your personal information, that's what they want. They want your basic information. They want your name. They want your address, your phone number. They want your account to get in on this investment. You believe everything's great. You only find out later, after they've taken your funds already, that it's gone. Your money's gone. They take it so quickly, it's crazy. And what they do is they change their companies so often that it's so hard to catch up to who they actually are. And a lot of times they're from out of the country. If somebody from China takes your money, I can't go to China and get your money. The FBI can deal with some of that stuff, but there's really nothing I can do. I can take your information, and what I'll do is I'll try to get it out to the public on what scam is going out at that time. But myself, I can't, there's nothing I can do with it. I can file a report, and sometimes if it's on a credit card, some credit cards, Visa's a good one. They will, if you were ripped off for some things, you are covered by a certain amount of money. And sometimes Visa will actually give your money back. Not too often your bank will though. Here's phishing phone scam. What they do is we have the criminals, they call you a phone offer. This one is to solve your computer problem. Somebody in here mentioned that just before. Good one is Microsoft. They'll say they're from Microsoft. And what they're going to do is what they want is access to your computer. And you give them some basic information for your computer, and you pay a fee, and they're able to get on your computer. And what they say is they're going to go through and they're going to take all the viruses and stuff off. They will not contact you. Microsoft will not contact you to do this stuff. If you contact them, that's one thing, but Microsoft will not contact you for that stuff. But what they do is they take your basic money that you gave them originally. A lot of times, I believe it's usually over $100 that they want right up front, and you pay your fee, and they just ask for some certain information off your computer, and boom, they're in your computer, they have all that information too. Send emergency money scam. I've heard of that one. That's happened to quite a few people. What you have is, you have a caller, they'll have some basic information about friend, family, something like that. I've heard of people in the military. I've heard of relatives that are out of the country, friends that are out of the country. And what they do is they say they need money for some sort of emergency. They've lost all their money. They're hurt. They're in jail. They need money instantly. So they'll ask for credit card information. Sometimes they ask you to wire money to a certain account somewhere. The money's taken from your account, and you will not be able to get it back. That money is gone. It's what they do, and it mostly happens to senior citizens. You guys, as senior citizens, have grown up. When somebody calls you, you answer the phone. When somebody asks you for help, a lot of times you will help them. And then most of you are retired. Some of you have disposable income. So when somebody asks you for a little bit of money, you're more than willing to help out with it. And all they're feeding on is your good nature. It's horrible, but they do it. They do it anyways. That's mainly why I'm doing this class too, because I've seen it, and what they'll do is they will threaten you that they're going to do something if you don't send them the money, and all they're doing is they're just feeding on your good nature. It's horrible that they do it, but it's a part of life these days. Well, I don't want that. Okay, the IRS phone scam. How many have heard of that? That one's been hitting this area. It's actually been hitting a lot of areas. So what somebody does is they say they're from the IRS or they're from the Sheriff's Department. There was a bunch that were saying they're from Stearns County Sheriff's Department. What they tell you to do is you owe back taxes and you must pay these taxes or you will get arrested. What they're telling people is they will come to your house. The one that they like to use is they're going to come to your job. And people don't want to have the police show up at their work and arrest them. So what they say, you're able to pay these over the phone and everything will be good. So, sometimes it's $500, sometimes it's $1,000. It's fake. The IRS will never contact you by phone. They just don't do that. They will send letters upon letters upon letters. My wife was actually going to be here today, but she had to go to court. She's actually a tax attorney, and she deals with this stuff all the time, where people will contact her saying the IRS just called me, and they say I owe money like this, and they don't. They don't owe any money. They're up to date on their taxes, everything. All they're doing is feeding on your fear. Fear that somebody's going to come get you. But the IRS, they're not going to contact you. Okay, how do you protect yourself from phone scams? Protect yourself and your personal information by only giving out to people you trust. Just know that your phone number and info is being sold. Anytime you enter any contest, anytime you fill out those little forms, even you get these data privacy letters and stuff all the time. Target, you get them from Target, you get them from all the banks, you get them from all the clothing stores, all that stuff. And how it works is, say you have a business, and that business is also associated, this is just going to be an example, but say you have the Gap sales clothing. Well, the Gap also is associated with these 5 other companies. They're different names and everything. Well, usually those data privacy clauses don't include those other companies, so they're able to sell that information to these other 5 companies. And then your information now is at those 5 companies, and now you're going to get credit cards stuff from them. You're going to get ads from them, and that's how they live. They sell this stuff. The easy call list. You do not want to get on the easy call list. The easy call list is if a scammer contacts you and is able to get a little bit of money out of you, what they will do is they will sell your name and phone number on this group, and what you will be checkmarked as an easy call. Yep, I was able to get money out of that person very easily. You will start getting phone calls like crazy. I didn't know about it until I started going through this. I guess it's a well-known thing in this business. Certain people get on this list because they're willing to give up $10 here, $10 there, just to make the stuff go away. All you got to do is just say no, hang up. If you get a call, ask to be removed from their calling list. It's a law. If you ask them, there are actually people that make a living doing this. They will fill out all those forms. They will get phone calls like crazy. They will write down every time that company calls, and they will say, I asked them to be removed off that list. If that company calls back again, I think it's 2, they're allowed 2 calls. They tell them again. If they call a 3rd time, they sue that company. And these companies are willing to just pay out the money just to make that lawsuit go away. But just ask to be removed from the list. It's the law. They have to remove you from their list. It's not the first time, I believe. It's after 2 times. They're not supposed to call back if you tell them to be removed off the list. If you just hang up. How many in here have caller ID? I know it's a thing certain people have. Some people have it, some people don't. I have caller ID on my phone. If I don't recognize the number anymore, I don't answer it. I just don't. I'm so tired of listening to that you'll get numbers, zeros all across your caller ID. Well, you don't know that. I have had it where some of the scams now are taking local numbers though. And that local number will be put in the caller ID. You pick it up, and it's not the person who you thought it was. It's somebody trying to sell something. They're able to do it through the computers. All they do is biggest thing, just hang up the phone. Whenever you have, especially phone rings, you pick it up and there's a pause. If it's a pause, how it works with telemarketing is, me being a telemarketer, you know that people are going to hang up. So I'll dial 5 different numbers. So I hit a button and it dials 5 different ones. first one that picks up, I talk to. So that's why you have that pause. That pause there is, it's a telemarketer. It is every time that you have that pause. If you hear that pause, just hang up. Just hang it up right away. Don't sit and wait for them. Don't yell at them. You can yell at them if you want to. Just hang up. Anybody in here on Facebook? Few of you? How many in here have computers? Okay, so not everybody has computers. I know what. Yeah. Facebook, social media, they love to prey on everybody. Facebook is a great one. That's the one I'm mainly going to hit on. Facebook, they have free stuff. They have videos, viral videos that everybody wants to see. They have these customizing your profile. They say who view your profile. Here's one of them. This one is who view your profile. Something will pop up in your timeline, and it'll say, it'll have one of your friends actually, and it will say, I was able to see that this many people viewed my profile. It's not real. Your friend made a mistake and clicked on it, and that's how you got the information. So if you click on it, now all your friends are going to get that same thing. And all they do is, a lot of times, you see down on the lower left on there, they want you to download something to get this information. Well, when you download, what it does, it puts some software on your computer. That software watches everything you do. That software watches everything you do on Facebook. That information comes back to these companies. Those companies pay attention to everything you look at, and then they will put ads on your account. And those ads will be stuff that they think you might be interested in, and all they're trying to do is get you to click on this stuff. This one is a free thing. What they'll do is they give out so many, this one is test and keep it. It's too good to be true. I'm sorry. They don't do that.
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, they don't do that. And the thing is, all it takes is for one of your friends to click on it, and it's going to go to you. Best thing to do is on some of these, you delete it. You're able to go on the right-hand side of your page, and you can actually delete that ad, or you can report it. There's an option on Facebook where you can report it, and Facebook usually does their best to take care of it. Here's another one. You get a free McVoucher for this one. Once I've been seeing a lot of get $100 gift card to Target, get a $100 gift card to Walmart, get a $500 one. It's fake. They don't give them out. It's the same thing as those other ones. All they want you to do is click on it, and then they watch everything you do. They'll put other ads on it. It's fake. They are not going to give you that free stuff. Here's something I downloaded from the FBI. Basically, if you can answer yes to any of the following questions, I'll read them out. You could be involved in fraud or scam. Is the check that you received from an item that you might have sold on the internet, such as a car and boat, jewelry? Sometimes people will sell stuff on Craigslist. I've done it. You get approached from people all over the country. I had somebody respond saying they were from Canada. I was selling a boat. What they wanted me to do is they were going to send me a check for the boat. I think I wanted $1,500 for the boat. They were going to send me a check for $3,000. The original $1,500 I could keep. That what was it? 500 of it was just going to be bonus money for me because I was willing to deal with them. And the extra $1,000 I had to send back to them, which they were going to give to a broker that was going to come pick up my boat. So they were going to send me this check. The check is paid. You go to your bank, you cash it. You keep the original $2,000 because they said you could. You send that other $1,000 to them, that $1,000 is gone. If you send it, a lot of times what they want is a cashier's check. You send that cashier's check to them, it's cash to them, it's gone. They just work that way. And that's where you get to number 2, is the amount of the check more than the item that you're selling. Did you receive the check via an overnight delivery service? Is the check connected to communicating with someone by email? Is the check drawn on a business or individual account that is different from the person buying it? Have you been informed that you were a winner of a lottery in any other country? Have you been instructed to wire, send, or ship money? Have you been asked to pay money to receive a deposit from another country? That's another one with the lottery ones from overseas. They'll tell you you won millions and millions of dollars, and to get that money, you need to send them 100. And it'd be great to get that millions and millions of dollars, but you send that $100, that $100 is gone. Are you going to receive pay or commission with a money transfer? That's another one. Anytime you sell anything, you can sell it in the paper. Local paper here. People watch that stuff. And they will say, we had one actually here where somebody said they were selling a motorcycle. They had contacted the paper in town here saying that they wanted to sell this motorcycle. It was, I believe, $500. The individual working at the paper said they were interested and asked where they lived. They didn't give them any information because it was fake. They just wanted to throw it out there. They had this great motorcycle, very cheap price, and all they want you to do is, yep, you don't get to see it. They just want you to send basic money, like put a deposit down. You put your deposit down on it, you send $100. Well, they keep that $100. It's no motorcycle. You're never going to get it. Happens with cars, happens with boats, trucks, firearms. Anything that you do online, by phone, make sure you see the stuff first. And if you're selling it, my suggestion, cash. I don't care if you're selling something for $10,000. I personally do it for cash because you just never know with a check. A check could be fake. To protect yourself, remember, if it seems too good to be true, it's not it. It probably is. It is. I'm sorry. It just is. If it seems too good, it just is. There are people out there that prey on the good nature of senior citizens, like I said before. Especially senior citizens right now. You come from an era where people are polite, or were polite. Somebody calls on the phone, you answer, because it was always someone you knew. You go back 15 years ago, your phone rang, it was somebody you knew. It was a friend, it was a family member, it was someone you wanted to talk to. It's not that way anymore. Before you do anything, talk with friends, family, before you make any major decisions with your finances. Because the people that are ripping you off, they do not care. They don't care if they put you in a poorhouse. They don't care if they take everything from you. They just don't care. They just want your money. If you have been a victim of anything, do not be ashamed. These people are professionals. It's what they do for a living. They are very good at it. Some of them get caught, but for the most, it's just one of those things. We can try to get the information out to you to try to avoid it the best that you can. But it just happens. It happens to people. It happens to good people. Always remember, in any decision, you have the final say. It's your life. It's your finances. Don't let, even when it comes to family members, don't let them talk you into something that you don't feel comfortable doing. Because this is your stuff. It's not theirs. You're the one that worked hard to get that money. They didn't. They can be very pushy sometimes. If you're on the phone, hang up. Just hang up. You have that power. Just hang up. If they call back, hang up again. It could be a pain, but just hang up. If they're at the door, you do not have to let them in. Tell them to go away. Another door-to-door, Kirby vacuum cleaners. The people, it's not so big anymore, but I have been hearing that they've been hitting some areas again. They come to your door trying to sell a Kirby vacuum cleaner for $3,000. It's good equipment. My parents actually had it growing up. They had a Kirby. What they tell you to do is you come inside and And I'll clean one room for you for free, just for the demonstration. But then they won't leave. They stay forever. I've heard where people have been asking them to leave, and it's been over an hour, and they just won't leave. And then finally, some people just give in. And it's like, what's your rock bottom price? And they'll drop it to $1,500 or whatever. And then you're out here $1,500. You still get the vacuum cleaner, which for the most part, it's a good product, but these guys are just, they're pushy with it. You don't have to let them in your house in the beginning. And you know what? If they don't leave, call us. We'll come get them out of your house. If it's mail, remember, you don't have to, you can throw it away. If it's the basic stuff like I went over before that has any of your information on it, personal information, I suggest you shred it or burn it. Rip it up into little pieces if you don't have a shredder. What I do at home is I stockpile it. I put it in a box, I put it in a box, I put it in a box, and then at some point I have a bonfire or something. I throw it in there little by little. It works great for starting a fire. If you have family members that are able to, there's shredding companies that do it for, that's what they do, they shred stuff for a living. If you need help with trying to figure something out, if it's real or fake, ask for help. You can call us. I will do my best to try to answer your question. There's stuff that comes out to people. It looks so real. It's crazy. I get fooled by it on occasion. The stuff looks so real. I'll make phone calls. I'll do whatever I can to try to figure out if it's real or not. And when I find out, I'll contact you guys and let you know.